Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Tasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. And as you can hear, my voice sucks today. Allergies totally took it away. I couldn't talk at all this morning. I'm doing better now. So, sounds painful. It's not. I don't hurt at all. It's just a weirdly hoarse, like breaky voice for some reason. I have no idea. Anyway, all right. So I'm going to try. I think maybe I will just stick to an hour today instead of going off and trying to go any further than that. So come on in. Come talk to me now if you're here with me live on Facebook or on Instagram or on YouTube. Come join me. Come ask questions so I can get these questions in before my voice gives out again. Right? All right. Let's see. Let me make sure I can see everything. All right. See. Fabulous. Ladies. Oh, let me tell you, if you're here with me, what you are here for is to get on the healing path after infidelity. You have been cheated on. You have gone through the experience of the person that you really love the most, hurting you in the most unimaginable way. But you want to stay, you want to work it out. And I'm here to tell you that not only is that okay, all right? It's not just okay, it is perfectly logical for you to want to continue the relationship with the person that you love. I don't think that you're wrong. I don't think that you're crazy. I don't think that there's anything like missing or wrong about you to just want to be in love with the person that you love. I went through the same thing. It has been almost 15 years since D-Day, and I'm all healed up. Okay, I know that it's possible to heal up, so I want to tell you about how to do it. All right, Stephanie's here. Hey, Stephanie, how you doing? Angela's here. Good evening to you. Glad that you're here with me. Everybody that's here, definitely give me likes, give me love, say hi. Let me know that you're here tonight. All righty. Let's see. Let me make sure I can see everything. Oh, we've got questions. Good stuff coming up. I created this group. I created this movement basically because I didn't have any help when I was trying to get back with my husband, trying to get reconciled. Like everybody was telling me, oh, well, you just need to leave. There's no hope. There's no need for you to try and stay. You need to just leave him alone. He's gonna treat you like a doormat. All of the whole 9 yards. All of this stuff that you've heard too. I was hearing, but I didn't have Facebook groups to help me. I didn't have that community, and that's what I created this for, so that every woman who has felt like this has a place to go and has some support to say you are absolutely right in doing what you want to do with your life. It is perfectly all right. All right. Stephanie said, no texting since 2:40. That was the last time we talked, right? No texting since 2:40. Good job. Good job. Gotta leave it. You can say good night tonight, but just breathe and let him go ahead and be on his hunting trip, and you go ahead and do the things that you need to do. You be here, do your self-care, and do fun things for yourself, okay? All right. So many people coming in. Yes, yep, I see you. All right. So we're going to start like we normally start. I'm going to kind of run through this a little bit faster than I normally do so I don't give out my voice. All right. So the first thing that we always do is do our deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? If you have not, you're doing yourself a disservice. It is very helpful to deal with this type of trauma, with all types of trauma, as a matter of fact. Trauma has a physical and a mental aspect to it. So if you start to work on the physical part, you're going to help the mental part too. We can't leave our bodies out of this. Our bodies are very important in this healing process. So what we're going to do is do our deep breathing to calm ourselves down, bring that anxiety level down to a manageable level where we can deal with it. And then we're not always at like a 9 ready to be tipped over the cliff into a 10 and freaking out. All right. So what we do is 4-7-8 breathing. What we're going to do is blow out like you're blowing out birthday candles. And you're going to breathe in through your nose or through your mouth. It doesn't matter. Allergies. Breathe in for a count of 4. You're going to hold that breath for a count of 7. And then you're going to blow that breath out for a count of 8. And just like you're blowing out birthday candles, all right? Blow, all right? So, get yourself together. Everybody ready to do the deep breathing? All right. What you want to do is blow out. Inhale through your nose. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. How does it feel when you do your deep breathing? Let me know. I always want to hear from you. If you feel like the deep breathing is helping, if you feel like it's doing pretty good for you, let me know. I want to hear about that. All right. Hey Donna. Hi, how are you doing? Glad you're here. Sorry, my voice is just a hot mess today, but that's okay. I can still talk. We're gonna get through this real quick, okay? All right. So the next thing, besides doing your deep breathing, we need to be working on a practice of journaling, okay? You need to be sitting down with your journal 2 times a day, 5 minutes tops, 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening before you get ready for bed. When you wake up in the morning and your thoughts are all jumbled and you're not quite sure which way the day is going to go, write down in your journal. Write down in your journal what you want to have happen for the day, what you're expecting, what things could trigger you, how you're feeling. Write those things down. And then at night before you go to bed, this is a good way to dump out all of that stuff that the trauma has produced in your brain during the day. You can put it down on paper and just tell your brain, hey, we are not going to worry about this stuff tonight. This stuff is written down. I can always come back to it tomorrow. We are going to just have a peaceful, restful night tonight, and then we will be able to pick this up later on. Now, you don't necessarily have to pick it right back up first thing in the morning. You don't. If you're having a good day and you can leave it for a little while, feel free to leave it. But it is another good way for you to communicate with your brain and tell your brain that we're not going to do the same trauma stuff. We're not going to do the laying awake all night, stressing out inside our head trauma stuff. We are going to set this down. We're going to get good rest. We're going to take care of ourselves. And then we can maybe deal with more problems. All right. Couple things for your journaling. If you're doing your journaling, you need to do the date, the time, your level of anxiety. Date and time, just so you have reference points. You will know what was going on. If there is a consistent theme when you sit down with your journal and it's like every day and it's not really right at bedtime. It's like after dinner, you want to sit down with your journal and write. Or it is, lunchtime and you keep getting triggered around that time. That's fine to write that down, but you'll have those dates and times to tell you, hey, this is a pattern. Every day at this particular time, this is how you're feeling. Now we can examine that a little bit better. So we want to do that, have the date and the time. And then you want to do your level of anxiety. That's you every night, Donna. The thoughts, your brain is like, here, we got to think about all of this right now. You're like, no, brain, we do not. I'm going to set this down in the journal and we're going to come back to this when we are awake and refreshed in the morning. That is what we are doing. And let your brain know that that's what the plan is. Get yourself ready for bed, be thinking about bed, getting yourself get a process going for you to get ready to go to bed. And okay, it's too late for you to be sounding off about all this stress in the bedtime routine. We are going to bed right now. This is not what we're doing right now. We will pick this up in the morning. All right. So, Donna, try that. Try it out and see. You got to talk to your brain. You got to tell your brain what you want it to do. Because right now, in this trauma, it is on autopilot. It is doing things automatically without your knowledge or permission. So, what you need to do is switch it around so that you are back in control of your brain instead of letting your brain be in control of you. All right. That makes sense? Hope that works. Let me know how that works for you. All righty. Let's see. Daytime level of anxiety. That was the third thing. Do your level of anxiety so that you can tell, number one, from beginning to end, how it's affecting your journal. You will find out that if you're at a 6 when you start journaling, but you regularly come down to a 4 when you're finished with your journaling. You know that is a thing to bring you down at least 2 notches on that anxiety level wherever you are. So you can always use that. You can always let yourself use it. And then you want to create a fence around the feelings. You want to make sure that these feelings never get so big that they overwhelm you. That's why it's only 0 to 10. All right. 0 is no anxiety whatsoever. You're fine. All is right with the world. You can write about that for sure. Definitely put that in your journal. But a 10 is a loss of control. A 10 is I want to rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked because I am so out of control. I am so anxious. And if you are at a 10, chances are you're not sitting down at your journal. So you'll know by the fact that you are sitting with your journal open with the pen in your hand that you are not indeed a 10. So that's good to know that even when you're feeling like you are, if you're having enough control to sit down with your journal, it can't be quite that bad. All right. So it's good stuff to know all the way around. Have y'all been doing your journaling? Have you been doing that on a regular basis? I need you doing your journaling now. This is important. It is one of the key things to dealing with trauma. All right. Your deep breathing and your journaling. Those are 2 things. If you were to go to a psychiatric facility, those are some of the first things they're going to teach you coping skill wise. These are things that are very important for you to do to soothe yourself, to get back in control of your brain, which is on autopilot after that trauma, and get back to yourself instead of being stuck in this trauma. All right. Christina. Hey, Christina. You see, I couldn't talk this morning at all. I'm sorry. I think we were supposed to meet up this morning, I think. All right. But yeah, Christina, I've been keeping up with the journal. Good. And I'm just still so mad. It seems like everything I write is bad stuff. Can't wait for good days. Is there something else I can do to help have better days? Just what I was about to talk about, Christina. One thing that you can always do is develop a presence of gratefulness. Get that in your practice. You are continuously writing down the negative stuff, but good stuff does happen in your life, right? So you got to start focusing on the positive instead of focusing on the negative. Part of what your brain is doing on the trauma is focusing on the negative. It is picking that out in the crowd. It is focusing on the worst case scenario. So what you have to do is you have to override that automatic thing going on in your brain and tell your brain, no, we are not going to sit here and fill up pages of badness. We're going to think about good stuff that happens. So that is actually why I do Thirsty Thursday. I don't know if you saw my Thirsty Thursday post, but definitely if you got something good, post it on Thirsty Thursday. Let us all celebrate with you. See that there are good things that happen. And then you're developing that practice of being grateful for things, even in the midst of this trauma. Even as you are so angry, there are still things for you to be grateful for that will bring you joy, bring a smile to your face. So work on that. You tell me. Tell me right now, Christina, do you have something for Thirsty Thursday? Do you have a good thing that you can share with us? While you're thinking about that, let me go to the Thirsty Thursday post. Donna, good. Go definitely Do that. It's going to help, okay? All right. So let's go to Thirsty Thursday. I think we got a couple of people. Thirsty Thursday. I think we got a couple of good things going. Oh, okay, I see. All right, Caroline. Caroline, let me know if I'm getting it, which one it's supposed to be. But Carolina says, I can see my husband is starting to try more. Yay, so good. And then I got a new job. All right, congratulations, Caroline. Good job. And we're building a new house. Windows got delivered yesterday. Woo. All sorts of good stuff is happening in your life, Caroline. Thank goodness, right? This is just one part. This trauma is just a small part of your life overall. You are going to have such good things in your life. But you have to learn to recognize them and appreciate them so that the bad things don't just take over and say, well, oh, well, those things don't really even matter because all this bad is happening to you. No, the good things still count too. The good things are good things anyway. So, everybody, if you're here with me, give me some good stuff. Give me something for Thirsty Thursday. Tell me something positive that has happened because happiness multiplies with sharing, okay? Misery, yeah, it can multiply with sharing too, but the happiness most definitely multiplies with sharing. As you give out into the universe, hey, I am happy, things are going well, even if it's only one thing that's going well, and share that with the next person, they're going to look for their light too, and then the light gets spread, okay? So definitely, y'all, if you're here with me, give me lots of good stuff for Thirsty Thursday, okay? Let's see. Oh, okay, there we go. Stephanie said, I picked up another client today for my side job cleaning. All right now. Get it, Stephanie. You out here being an entrepreneur. I see you, girl. That's what I'm talking about. You got to have your own things going on that you can be excited and grateful for. I am grateful for every single one of you who comes and talks to me. This makes me feel so good to be able to share this information with you. I love every bit of it. I am grateful every day that I get to do it, even though it came from the extreme pain of being cheated on. It came from 4 years of dealing with that. But now it's 15 years later. I have learned I can let it go, put it down. And now that experience has led me to be able to tell other people how to get through it. And I love every bit of that. I really do. I love helping people. I was a nurse, I was a healer all the time. I love getting to help people heal mentally and emotionally now, not just physically. It's excellent for me. So I am so happy that I am here with you. You all are my Thirsty Thursday. All right, let's see, Christina. I own 2 companies and I'm a very successful woman when it comes to business. I know that's right, Christina. Get it? The fiance is very apologetic, good, and says he knows he messed up and wants to try. He was just so deceitful and sickening. So you were doing good there, Christina. You were doing good with the Thirsty Thursday, then you veered off a little bit. You gotta remember when you're just being grateful for the good stuff in your life, just being that in the moment. You know what I mean? Yes, they're deceitful. Yes, that does happen. People do tell lies. They do. People do messed up stuff, but that doesn't take away from all the good that you have going on. He's apologetic. He knows he messed up. He's trying very hard to be able to regain your trust. So just focus in that in the moment. Okay. I see you. I know you're trying. I know you're trying. I know everybody here is trying. I give you all credit for that, for just wanting to be healed, to want to love, to want to forgive. That is, I give you immense credit for that because so many people will tell you no, not to do that, number one. And then the fact that you are trying to let your life be led by love and forgiveness and understanding and compassion, that is going to lead you right no matter what is going on. Even if things do not go right, even if you just cannot ever get past this, you are living your life attempting to be led by love in everything that you're doing. Even in this trauma, you're attempting to be led by love. So I am very impressed with all of you. All right, let's see. One other thing that you can do on your own without having to deal with your honey at all to try and heal this, is to stop asking so many questions. Okay? We've got to stop with the questions. Um, a couple weeks ago, we did, a challenge where it was like, okay, try not to ask any questions. I'm a challenge you one more time. If you weren't here for that, let's try that. Let's see if you can do it this week. This week, until we meet again next Thursday, can you not ask any questions? Can you live an entire life just making statements instead of asking questions, and not making statements that are meant to be questions, okay? Not making statements like, oh, you really cared about, I can tell that you really cared about her. No, 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 no. We're not doing that. We're going to start leading away from asking questions about this trauma. If you can go to completely no questions at all, I will be very impressed. You all let me know if you do that. All right. But Stephanie said, oh shit. I know it's a very difficult thing to do. I am a woman who loves a question. I am a Gemini. I have an inquisitive mind. I love questions. If you've talked to me, you know I got plenty of questions for you, right? To try and figure out the situation, to try and get it straight. But if you can, it will start to change the way that you communicate with your honey if you don't ask those questions, especially not asking questions about your relationship and about the infidelity, okay? For this week, let's just assume that whatever it is you want to be true about the infidelity is true. Whatever you want to be true is true. Whatever you don't want to be true is not true. Let's just go ahead and run with our imaginations on that. And believe that this is about the relationship between the two of you is wonderful. We're going to believe that he loves you just as much as you love him, and everything is fine on that level. Let's just assume that this week, and then go about and try your very best not to ask questions about the affair or about the relationship. If you can get it in that you're not asking any questions at all, I will be super impressed. All right. But limit all questions. Don't give any questions at all about our relationship. Where do you see us going from here? And what are you thinking? What's on your mind? None of that. All right? And no questions about the affair. Well, what positions did you have sex with her in? And why can't I know every single solitary detail? No, no, no. None of that. Can we do that this week? Donna, he said, I do that a lot to him. Hard to stop. Guess I'll be looking for a reaction. Asking all those questions, right? It is a setup in your brain. It's what it is. Stephanie said, it sounds like you. Christina said, what can we talk about right now? You can talk about current affairs. You can talk about anything as long as it's not about the affair in the relationship. Come up with something other than that. You are an interesting woman. You know things about other topics than your relationship and this affair. So you can think of other things to talk about. If you need help, these are questions that are related to the relationship. But right, and we're gonna try not to ask any of these this week. But this is a better way to go about it. This is the Healing Edition deck. This is from theskindeep.com, and it is questions about your relationship. Yeah, we're gonna come back to that in a second. You can ask these questions about the relationship if you can get with your honey and he wants to do this activity with you. All right, you can do this if you get these cards, get these questions, and he wants to sit down and do a little game. Okay, fine. But otherwise, can we all agree not to ask those questions this week? Can we do that? Everybody that's here, give it to me. Tell me, can we actually do that? No questions about the relationship, no questions about the affair. All right, let's see. Christina, you ordered some. Good. Yes, it's good. It's good stuff. It's better. Yeah. Stephanie, you say you're with me on that. It's good, good, good. We're going to try it this week. All right. Donna, you're with me. All right. Steph and Christina, fabulous. I want you to tell me how it works because it starts to change the dynamic of your relationship. If you are always asking questions about the relationship and about what they did, you're not very interesting. Okay? We want to be interesting and full of light and life and talk about things other than the negative stuff that's going on in our lives. So if you don't have like your own stuff going on, find some stuff, okay? Get your life, okay? Whatever it is that you want to do that you could talk about other than those two topics, do those things, all right? You can't even ask what he wants for dinner. Hey, if you can avoid all questions, I will be seriously impressed with you. But okay, and for dinner, I was thinking about Chinese food for dinner. That's not even a question, right? I was thinking about I was thinking about getting fried chicken for dinner. All right. And you know how they always complain that we don't know what we want for dinner? So if you say what you want, then that's double points because he's like, oh my God, I cannot believe that she actually knows what she wants to eat. All right. So try it out. I'm not saying that if you can't avoid asking any questions, I totally understand. But it starts to change the way that the two of you communicate if you're not constantly asking questions, not constantly interrogating, not trying to always find out information from him. It gets exhausting. We are extremely good interrogators. We are. We could be torturers, but it's no fun. It's no good for the relationship. It's for you to always be asking so many questions. So try not to, all right? But if you happen to want to talk about the relationship and he's willing, these are better questions to ask. All right? You said make him let him make dinner. I know that's right, Christina. Mine makes dinner all the time. I don't cook. I cook this much. I don't cook a lot. I will burn boiling water. So he keeps me out of the kitchen. All right, but these are some good questions to ask. Your brain on trauma wants information. That's what your brain is doing when it wants you to ask all of those questions. It wants information because if it has more information, it feels like I can stop something bad from happening because I have all this information. Okay, that's not true though. Okay, you can have all the information you want. You couldn't stop this bad thing from happening to you. You can't stop any bad things really from happening to you. You're a person on this planet just like the rest of us. Bad things are going to happen, all right? But your brain keeps telling you that if it has all the information, then yes, it should be able to go ahead and avoid that. So what you want to do, if you need to ask questions to soothe that part of your brain, these are a little bit better. Instead of asking accusations and asking them about things that are going to end up hurting you later on, ask these questions. Oh, and your brain will try and make you ask all those questions so it has some ammunition to use against you later. You want to heal. You want to get together, stay together, reconcile, have everything go well. Your brain does not want that. And on trauma, your brain wants you to isolate, to pull back, to not be close. So it's going to use every one of those answers as ammunition against being close. All right? So it's better to do these. Tara, hey! How you doing? Glad you're here. Christine, so what if you already asked all the questions and already got all the answers? Fantastic. That is wonderful. You don't have to keep on asking them. That is great. Let the questions go. And then you just go ahead and move on with your healing process. That's it. If you already asked all the ones that you wanted to ask and got all the answers that you're satisfied with, let it go. You're doing good. All right. Here's a couple of good questions that you can ask. That's a fill in the blank. Let's not get complicated. All right. What makes you care so much for me? I know we all want to know that, right? What makes you care so much for me? Or you might need to know that too. All right. Let's see. Oh, another fill in the blank. All right. Let's not get complicated. What continues to connect us? That's a good question. What continues to connect us? All right. And one more. How can I help you more? Isn't that interesting? It's a good question. All very simple, basic questions. How can I ask? How can I help you more? Simple questions that are not about the trauma, not sitting there focusing on the negativity that has been going on, but focusing on your relationship. But for this week, I do want you to try very hard not to ask the questions. All right. And Stephanie will say this is dumb. You know what? A lot of them feel like that. They always feel like things that to build relationships are dumb because they are not taught the value of building relationships. But these got pretty good questions in there. You know, tell them to cut the cards and pick one. And if that was an interesting question, then we'll play the game. If you don't like it, all right, well then you just pick one question and we're moving on with life. Yeah, you don't have to get all deep into it. Sometimes you can start off with one and see where it goes from there. Alrighty. So we've got questions. First of all, before I get into the other questions on the post, there was a post from Kathy. Kathy, I just asked you before I came online. Kathy, are you here? You with me tonight? Of course, it doesn't want to go to the question. All right. Go back around. Keep saying, "Oh yeah." It tells me that she asked that she made the comment, but now it won't let me see it. All right. Let's see, Kathy. The cards are the and healing edition. The and then healing. This one is the healing edition. There are several other ones. They're like parent-child ones, long-term relationship ones. There's a whole bunch of them. All right. Let's see. Kathy, there we go. All right. Kathy said, I think my husband has been lying to me about his encounter. I really wanted to believe he was being truthful. I think I just want to put this behind me. I want us to be done. I can't live this way. Has anyone done a lie detector test? I can't live not knowing. And I asked Kathy, well, I told you, Kathy, all right, everybody, so you know, lie detectors aren't admissible in court because they're not accurate. So let's not do that to ourselves. If it's not accurate and it comes out that it says something that upsets you even more, and they're like, that's not true, that didn't happen, then you got to at least factor in the fact that the lie detector tests are not terribly accurate. So it's kind of pointless to do that, kind of pointless to spend the money on it because I mean, what's the point? If it wouldn't be admissible, then it's not real good evidence. All right, but Kathy, you said, I asked, what is it that you think he's lying about? She said, the whole encounter. I deserve the truth, and if he can't be honest, I can't stay. He made it seem it wasn't possible to perform, but the searches don't show that. He told me he was speaking to a bunch of guys and told them what happened, and they planted fear on him about how even though he couldn't perform, she could still get pregnant. He used protection. There was a specific search on there that made me think he used something to perform like a supplement, but he said it was a search that a ton of guys were asking questions about. I would have to be stupid to believe him. No, you wouldn't, Kathy. That doesn't. You're determined to say that they actually did have sex. You know that he used protection, even though he is saying to you he wasn't able to go ahead and finish it. They are right. She still could get pregnant. A little bit of that pre-ejaculate will get you pregnant just as good as the rest of it will. Okay, it still has sperm in it, even if you haven't actually finished the act. They're right. He could still get her pregnant like that. But if he used protection, he's saying that, okay, we still didn't get past that. We didn't get past that. You're saying that you want him to say that I had full-on sex with this woman. And, okay, if that's what you want to believe, let's believe that. If that's what you want to believe, just go ahead and believe that. Instead of sitting there and trying to interrogate him and trying to make him, trying to set him up with questions, trying to make him say something that will give you an excuse to leave. Just go ahead and believe what you want to believe. If you want to believe that he's not telling the truth, that he did indeed have sex with this woman, just tell him that. Just say to him, I don't believe you. I'm just going to go ahead and believe that you had sex with her. And okay, then what does that mean? If you're saying that would mean that you couldn't stay with him, then you don't even need that. You can just say, I don't want to stay with him. You don't have to have any excuses. You don't have to have justification to leave if you wanted to leave. But if you want to stay, then it doesn't really matter, does it? Having all of that information is not good for you. I am telling you right now, you do not need to have every detail of this encounter in your brain. It is not helpful to your healing. Your brain is telling you that you need all of that information to stay, but you do not. You do not have to do all that. So that is my advice. If you want to believe that he did indeed have sex with her, that you absolutely do not want the entire encounter. Do not ask him that. Do not expect that. Don't do that to yourself. But if you want to believe that he had sex with her, okay, go ahead and believe it. All right. But does that mean you want to leave now? It doesn't have to be that way because you've been staying for a minute now. I'm pretty sure you've been in this group for a hot minute now. So you don't want to leave. If you don't want to leave, don't worry about all this. Giving yourself this information is just going to torture you and make you feel worse. All right. Let me see. Kathy, are you here? I don't know if you're here. All right. Let's see. Christina, you said, I think the deep breathing made me tired. It can, yeah. It'll make you start yawning the whole 9 yards. Your brain is starving for oxygen. It is true. When you are in an anxious state, you use more shallow breaths. And so you do not get as much oxygen in. You do not breathe out as much carbon dioxide. Inside your body, the carbon dioxide level is building. When that happens, there's a switch in your brain that says something must be wrong because the carbon dioxide level is off. And so then it adds to your panic and your anxiousness from the trauma. So it just feeds itself, all right? When you do the deep breathing, you interrupt that. You give your brain that oxygen that it needs. Tell your body, hey, we are not in fight or flight mode. We are not ready to fight or run away or freeze. We're not there. We are still in control. We're all right. We are safe. Things are going to go well. So then you get that oxygen to your brain, and all of a sudden your brain is like, oh, I'm so tired. I'm so sleepy. It's been so long since I had some oxygen. So do the deep breathing again. If it made you sleepy, do it again. Right? Christina, you said I really want him to call me. He is out. He is out hunting. He is in the doggone woods. Okay? Let him be out in the woods. All right? Stop worried about him. You need something that you can do with your time. You are a businesswoman. Sit down and work on your business. Sit down and think about some marketing, Facebook ads, whatever it is that you need to do to progress yourself to the next level. Stop worrying about what he's doing. You don't have to talk to him all the time. I know. I know, Stephanie. It's hard. It's hard. But I want you to be able to focus without him because that's codependency. If you can't focus on anything because you're so worried about what he's doing and you always want him to call, you always want him to be reaching out to you, that's codependent behavior. That's not a healthy relationship. And so then you want to continue on in this unhealthy relationship and he's going to pull back from it being unhealthy because everybody pulls back from unhealthy relationships eventually. So I want you to, breathe easy. Go ahead and do your breathing. Do a little journaling. Focus on something for yourself. So I just need someone to tell me. I know. I will tell you. I'll keep telling you. Focus on you, Stephanie. You are just important as he is. All right. Let's see. What else we got here? Other questions? Diane. Diane, you here? Diane, are you with us? Let me know. All right, let me see. What did Diane say? Let me refresh that, see if I can. Make sure I'm not missing any comments. My voice is holding up. I'm all over the place. It's low. Yeah, it's breaking and cracking and whatnot, but it's holding up for right now. All right, let's see. Diane said 2 questions. Number 1, how do we get past the fear every day that he may still be talking to the AP or may reach out to them again? A lot of that is just releasing. A lot of that is just releasing that into the universe and saying it is possible. That is a possibility out here on the planet. It is a possibility that they are reaching out to them. It's a possibility that they are talking to them. But that's not the life and the reality that I want to live in. The reality that I'm trying to be in right now is that this person loves me and they would not hurt me like that anymore. I'm going to expect the best of them, not the worst of them. And the same way I want him to expect the best of me, I'm going to expect the best of him. And so every time that thought comes up, you challenge that thought. You tell that thought, no, that's not what's happening. You're just feeling a little paranoid, a little suspicious, brain. I understand you're trying to protect me. I understand you're trying to help me, but that is not a helpful thought, brain. I don't want you to tell me that anymore. All right, because your brain will do what you tell it to do. You just got to recognize the fact that it's doing things on its own. That is an automatic thing. That fear speech, that constantly telling you something bad is going to happen, that is a trauma response. That is not real. Your life is not that horrible, okay? I know it seems like it when such a big trauma happens, but honestly, think about your day-to-day life. Is your life really that awful that you have to expect something bad to happen every day? Is that really so? It's a distortion. It's your brain trying to tell you that you should withdraw, you should isolate, you should not be close. That's all it's doing, is trying to tell you that so that you don't get close to somebody again and open up your heart and have the possibility of getting your heart hurt again. That's all it is. But the thing is, nobody wants to live like that. You should want to live with your heart closed off and isolated from people. You want to live a life where you interact, where you are as close to other human beings as you possibly can. You share as much love and understanding and forgiveness as you possibly can. All right. Just because you've been hurt one time doesn't mean that you shouldn't have that type of love, that type of wonderfulness in your life. Just because you're in pain now doesn't mean you're going to be in pain forever. So tell your brain, hey, shut up. That is not true. That is not true. I am not going to sit here and believe that forever and ever for the rest of my life that he's doing something behind my back. I'm just not going to do it. That is not the way I'm choosing to live my life, brain. I want you to get on board with what I'm doing. All right. Second one is people constantly say that he must be patient and allow me to ask whatever questions I need, even if it's over and over again in order to heal. I don't say that. I am not one of those people. I do not say that. I think that that is torturous. I don't want you to do that at all. Okay. I know you always say that's not true. There we go. He gets irritated and shuts down when I do ask questions or talk about it. Yeah, that makes sense. He says it's a distant nightmare that he just wants to forget, and I keep punishing for it. Is this a normal reaction, or is this him not wanting to take accountability for what he's done? How much more accountability can he take? He knows he did it. He knows you're miserable. He is there. He is taking it as much as he possibly can. Like, what more accountability do you want? For him to sit there and have to go over the thing that has made you this miserable, the thing that he knows that he did so terribly wrong to you, that every day we're got to go over it and talk about it and ask the same questions over and over and over again for him to show that he's being accountable. That's messed up. You wouldn't want that. That's what I tell everybody. You wouldn't want that. If you did the wrong thing, you wouldn't want it to be every single damn day. You got to talk about it. You got to say, okay, yes, I was wrong. Okay, here, this is what I did wrong, and I'm so sorry. And let me bow down at your feet and kiss your feet, and hopefully that one day you will forgive me. You wouldn't appreciate that. You would not feel loved if that was the case. You would be like, okay, yeah, maybe a day or two. Like, okay, yes, I'll talk to you about it. I'll give you the details. I'll sit here and talk about it with you, try and talk through it. But a couple days is about it. All right. And you got to be real with yourself about that. You're going to get sensitive and you're going to feel like it's a hopeless relationship. You're going to feel like, oh, he is never going to forgive me for this. He is never going to let me live this down. There is never going to be a day that I don't have to talk about the worst mistake I've ever made. I'm going to just have to keep talking about it every single solitary day. So there's no point. There's no point to me trying to work this relationship out because it's going to be endless torture for the rest of our days. All right. That is a normal reaction. Okay. If it had been you, you would feel the same way. So stop. If the questions are not getting you anywhere, are they fixing it? If you keep asking the same question over and over and over again, you either don't like the response or you weren't paying attention to the first time you asked the question. All right? Asking over and over and over again, it is inviting a lie. You are saying to him, I know I asked you this question before, but it's still bothering me. I don't believe your answer. So give me another one. You're inviting him to lie to you. You're telling him you will not accept anything but a lie. And isn't that the exact opposite of what we're trying to do here? Aren't we trying to get them to be honest? If you keep asking the same question over and over again, you're saying that I don't trust that answer that you gave me. I don't believe that it's the truth. Try again. And yeah, he'll lie then because you just told him that whatever the answer was before wasn't good enough. All right. So I just don't do it, Diane. Don't do it. Join in this week. Leave the questions alone. Questions about the relationship, questions about the affair, leave it. Stop asking the questions and just try and live your life. What you're doing when you do that is reliving the trauma. You keep going back into the trauma. Isn't it a nightmare for you to keep having to talk about this? It's a nightmare for him too. Let's stop. We don't have to keep doing it. All right? Does that make sense? That sounds makes sense to everybody here? Let me see the questions. It says, Christine, I've been rearranging my whole house when I ain't working. He's going to come home for being on the road. Oh, because he's a truck driver. And I think he came in the wrong house. It gets rid of some of that energy. When you are anxious, it's a fight or flight response. So you either want to fight, or you want to run. And instead of the actual running, you can expend that energy. You can use that adrenaline, and that's what happens. You end up cleaning the whole house. All right. Stephanie, I'm so impulsive. Yes, girl. But that's the thing. We are learning to control these emotions. We are learning to regulate. That's what this whole thing is about, is learning to regulate these emotions and get to a better place. You are already working on it. You're already doing better than you were before. It's just the fact that it's hard when you're in your feelings not to automatically react to your feelings. But I'm telling you that automatically reacting to your feelings will very often lead you down the wrong path. Your feelings, if you're afraid and you react to the fear, it's pushing you further down the path to fear. So we've got to start recognizing our emotions and then taking control of our actions, deciding what we are going to do instead of letting our emotions just run it. Because our emotions are here to serve us. We are not here to serve them. Okay? So we can't just be letting them run when they want to. Donna, true, sounds right, but it's hard. That's going to be a recurring theme as you talk to me, Donna. It sounds right, but it's hard. It's hard, but it's not as hard as doing it the other way. That's the whole issue. Doing this, asking the questions all over again, it's just hard. It makes you miserable. It doesn't help you heal. So you might as well do it the opposite way. Marie, is that what it is? I said, I have a big question. My husband has never acknowledged that he cheated until he finally did. Oh, he did. Okay. But now he never wants to talk about it. I have asked multiple times if the relationship has ended since he still knows everything about her life and they work in the same office. He says he won't answer any of my questions unless there's a mediator. Oh, wait, he's made it push down. Hold on. Let's see. There's a mediator. We don't have anyone that can do that for us. I can do that for you. I can do that. Is the mediator idea good? Yeah, that's a good idea. It's a good idea to have somebody who is not as emotionally involved in it to help you all navigate it. Absolutely. He won't do couples therapy again, as he says it didn't work for us before. Show him my videos. Show him my videos and see if he's like, okay, yeah, I'll work with you. See it, feel, because a lot of them tend to like what I have to say. So show them one of my videos and see, okay, this is somebody that we could work with. She could be the mediator. She can, get the questions, and I will try my very best to tell you things that, like, okay, if this is a question that I'm like, you probably shouldn't have the answer to that, I will tell you that too. Okay? So, yeah, message me. Message me. And I will set up I'll send you a calendar link. Matter of fact, let me say that before we do anything else, I'm gonna put up my calendar link so you can set up a free meeting with me. 45-minute after infidelity call with me. Come get a little coaching, get some concrete steps that you need to do after this infidelity, things that you need to do to start to heal. I am with you. Plenty of people have been signing up. Now, I don't have my voice, so I think maybe try and like schedule like Saturday out. Okay, I know I probably have a couple of spaces for tomorrow, but give me till Saturday. Okay. Give me a couple days, let my voice heal all the way up. All right. Here you go. I'm posting it in the comments. That's the link to get on a discovery call with me. Oh, shoot. I don't think I put it over on Instagram. I don't think I put it in my link tree. I'm going to have to do that. But yes, absolutely. If you want to talk to me, you want to work with me, yes, we can do that. Christina, he said when he was on the road, we used to talk a lot on the phone. And while he was cheating, we stopped talking so much for like 3 months. And then now he wants to be on the phone with me the whole time, and it's annoying. Why do I feel like he keeps me on the phone so he doesn't fall back and do things? I shouldn't have to babysit him. Am I wrong for feeling like that? Like for 3 months, he didn't care to talk to me because he had someone else to talk to. Well, you just said you used to talk a lot on the phone, though. You're making it be, oh, he's trying to get me to babysit him and stop him from doing the wrong thing. Okay, first of all, never. Dude your guy is never trying to get you to be a babysitter. Okay, he does not want you to be his mama. That is not attractive. He is not trying to do that. Okay, but you were always on the phone, so now he's going back to what you were doing before. That's all. That's all he's doing. It feels like it's different now because, you saw that gap. You were like, well, you didn't have to talk to me before, but now he does want to talk to you because that's what his normal routine is, to talk to you. But, hey, go do some things, have some stuff going on. Have your life. Be able to go out and be with friends and tell him, look, hey, I won't be available this time because I'm out doing my thing. I'll be back. We can talk when I get back. You need to have your own life going on. Stephanie said, do it so worth it. Yes, it's so worth it. Come talk to me. All right, Donna, you said I've been with him 40 plus. This is hard for me, but I'm going to try the no questions, see if it helped me. Good. Try it out. It's fun to see how many times you ask questions. Now, it will start to help you tone down on all of the questions overall, but especially don't ask things about the affair or about your relationship currently. Try very hard to steer clear of that. If you want to ask about something that's on the news, or give something other than just the two of you. You have so much more interesting things to talk about than just this relationship and just him cheating. Okay, plenty other stuff for you to say. Oh, but yeah, Donna, I don't know if you linked up with me yet either. Click that link, go to my calendar, and get on the calendar. Come talk to me. We can talk about this for everybody. It doesn't matter if you want it. I'm doing this all the way up until October 7th, I think, is when I'm gonna stop doing free calls. So you got time. Go ahead and get on the schedule. And if you want to work with me, I'll tell you about my programs. And if you want to have a program with you and your husband, you want to work with me too, I'm with you. I want to do that too, okay? Hey there, Felicia. See you over there, girl. All right, let's see. Okay, yeah, I'm going to take off. Oh, okay. I don't think there is anything for Saturday. All right. All right. Okay, yeah, Sunday. All right, yeah. So there are there are slots for Sunday. So if you're interested, you want to talk to me, there's slots for Sunday, Thursday, Saturday. All right. Let's see. Allie said y'all need to trust her on the no questions thing. Tell them about it, Allie. Tell them about it. Let them know. Let them know what's going down. Felicia said, I know I'm late, but I just wanted to say hello. Hello. My voice is damn near gone. Allergies. It's just decided it will abandon me. I couldn't talk at all this morning. I was making squeaks this morning. That was all I could do. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Allie, tell them about it, girl. Tell them about the no questions thing. Well, how does it change stuff? It was a miracle. It was a breakthrough for me. Just the simple question of who are you on the phone with? Who is that? I stopped asking that. I started with that and I stopped asking that altogether. Stop asking him who he's on the phone with. And you know what the miraculous thing was? He'd tell me. He just told me. Like, as soon as I stopped doing it, he noticed. Like, I mean, it was maybe like a phone call or two in between. But then all of a sudden, it was like he realized that I wasn't asking that question anymore. And he was like, oh, yeah, that was such and such on the phone. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Glad to know. But I had to be cool about it. Couldn't act like, oh yes, he told me. I had to be cool, but it's a remarkable difference and it's quick difference. We ask so many questions that they get a little exhausted from. And so when you take that away, all of a sudden they have a little bit more energy to talk. All right. Okay, Felicia, you said I have orientation tomorrow. Would have to miss tomorrow's session. Oh, dang. I'm sorry you won't be there. I am running like a test group for my I think it's going to be called my After Infidelity Mastermind. It's going to be my signature program. I think it's going to be the one. It's going to be 60 days, meeting each week. So it's like 8 meetings with a group. And then you can individually have meetings with me. I think I'm going to make it like 5 of them because it was 8, but I think that's too much doing the weekly meeting and having a weekly meeting with me every week. It's a little bit much. People are not able to keep up with that, but I'm testing it out right now. So, the next time you see it, my After Infidelity Mastermind is what it's going to be called. That'll be like after the next challenge that we do. Let's see. We bought the hand cards out there. Wow, you develop new patterns. Yeah, exactly, Allie. That's the thing. You develop new patterns. It's okay to not be in the exact same patterns that you have been in with your honey. Okay, if those patterns aren't serving you, we need to change them. We need to do a little bit different, do a little bit better. You said you missed what? What'd you miss? You didn't miss anything thus far. I don't know what you mean. Are you talking about the mastermind? I just started that. That is this is my very first group, the one that Felicia says she's gonna miss tomorrow for orientation. It's called Foundations right now, but I think what it's gonna end up being is the After Infidelity Mastermind. And mastermind is a group of people coming together, exchanging ideas, learning things from each other. I want to have that aspect, that group aspect of it, but I also want to be able to work with everybody individually and talk to people and, be consistent over the 60 days so you can make big changes in a very short amount of time. I am very excited about this program and it seems to be going well thus far. People are happy. They're liking the group thing. They're liking being able to talk to me one-on-one. So yes, the next time you see Mastermind anywhere on this page, yeah, it's the After Infidelity Mastermind. It's going to be good stuff. All right. Where's the calendar to sign on? That link here, I'll post it again. There it goes. All I need to do is, there you go. That link that I just put up there, you can get on a free call with me, sit down with me, discuss my programs. But by the end of the conversation, you're going to have already some steps. You're going to have some things that you can do like now before we even get started with any programs or whatever. You're going to have things that you can do right that second to start down the healing path. But I absolutely want to work with you. So definitely at the end of that call, I'll tell you a little bit about the programs that I have open right now. And you can see if you're interested. Right now, the only two that I have open at the moment are the Recovery and Reconciliation membership. That one is $77 a month. And what it is every week on Wednesday, I am here. I will sit and answer questions with you. I will talk to you about what's going on. There's some structure in and of, it goes through the dreams formula. And so the first and third week, I do teaching on whatever week we're on, whatever month we're on. And then I do a mindset training. And then there's two other ones where it's just, you can come talk to me. I will sit here. We will have a conversation. There is not an overwhelming amount of people in the group, and not everybody shows up every week. So some days you can get me all to yourself. Some days, you have one other person and you all can talk and we can talk together. So it's a very useful group. Usually you got to be a little bit further along with that for the recovery and reconciliation, just because we don't focus solely on collecting your emotions. The first step of the first step of healing after infidelity, that's the devastation phase. All right, you're just in a pile on the floor. Second phase is the regulation phase. Okay, when you went into that pile, your emotions spilled out like marbles all over the floor. And what you're trying to do in the regulation phase is gather up your marbles, trying to gather them to you, trying to hold on to all of them, to prevent them from spilling out anymore. All right, so usually other programs that I have are based on that. And then the recovery and reconciliation, that's more people who are just passing that regulation phase and going into the recreation phase, which is the two of you and your honey, recreating this relationship, making this relationship start to work again. And for the recreation and then celebration, oh, we got past it. We did this. We are moving on past this. We are closing this chapter. We are opening a new one. And then, of course, the inspiration phase. All of those women can be an inspiration to you because they are understanding how their emotions work. They are healing. They are not hurting the way that you are right now and the way they were a few months ago. So it's a great group if you're a little bit further along. Just have a good handle on your emotions and you're ready to recreate the relationship and get on to those other phases. The other program I got open right now is what's the other one? Current reconciliation, and then the text support. Text support is pretty simple. You text me. If that's kind of your thing, you text on a regular basis anyway, you can text me day or night, doesn't really matter. I'm usually pretty quick about getting back to you every now and my schedule has changed since I moved, so I've been a little bit late with text this past couple of weeks, but I'm getting back on my game. But you can text me anytime. Let me know what's going on with you. I will give you advice. I'll text you with the advice. I'll let you know, hey, look, you shouldn't do that. Right? Or I'll be like, hey, look, this is a great thing. You should do this. I will help guide you and help you with those emotions, help you start to regulate the emotions, start to gather those up and not have them just take over and run things. So that's what's going on with me right this minute. If you're interested, go ahead and click on that link and get on my calendar and come talk to me. Okay. All right, let's see. Stephanie, he called me. I ruined everything. He asked me what's wrong. I said, you never say I love you first. What? Dang, Stephanie, dang. What happened? He called you. Isn't that what you want? Okay, stop saying I love you first. That's the other problem. Stop saying that all the damn time, right? You don't always have to say it. Wait. He could say it first if you weren't always jumping the gun and saying it first. Does that make sense? Oh, and he called you, and then you want to complain. Weren't you just saying you were dying for him to call you? And then you want to come up with a problem. You gotta get those emotions under control. That's all it is. You gotta regulate. You gotta get them balanced again. You gotta let yourself not say stuff like that will dig you into a deeper hole. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. All righty. Let's see. Caroline. Caroline's got a question. Caroline said, "Oh, you're in Australia. Oh, hey there, Caroline. Hope you get to see this. When you see this, hit hashtag replay. Let me know that you saw this. You said, any advice on, I feel like staying is giving up on a part of me. Like I am letting part of me down somehow. I don't really know how to explain it. And then it feels a bit like I am failing a part of myself. I'll be watching on replay as I am in Australia and working at the moment. You are only failing yourself when you do not stay true to what your heart desires. Okay. There is a part of you that has grown up, that has always heard that it is just impossible to work things out after an infidelity. And you are just a terrible person if you would try and accept this person back, and you're just a doormat and you're going to be walked all over and you're always going to be hurt. There is a part of yourself that has always heard that. And it's internalized. Okay. That's why it's so hard for people to make the decision to stay. That's why that's the first step of the dreams formula, is because all of us have heard that messaging before. All of us have heard that it's the wrong thing to do to stay and try and work out your relationship. I posit to you that the only wrong thing to do would be to ignore what you want to do. That is why I created this. I want you to have what you want. If you want to be with this person, if you love them and you want to be healed and happy and whole and loving and forgiving and reconciled with them, there is nothing wrong with that. The part of you that has learned that oh, that's a bad thing to do, that part of you is there, but you can conquer it. You can tell that part of you that, hey, we've been lied to. I know that everybody said that this is the wrong thing to do. And it may be the wrong thing for other people. It may be the wrong thing for past boyfriends. It may be. For me, it was not the right thing for anybody else. Nobody else on this planet is getting what he gets. Okay. I don't have the patience for another person. I don't have the level of forgiveness for anybody else that I do for him. He is special. He is my one. He is the one person who could get all of this from me. Anybody else, I don't think that they would. And I can stay true to that part of myself because I love him in this way, and I feel like he loves me in this way. And this is the person that makes me feel the most comfortable being myself. After, like, I dated a whole lot, dated a whole bunch of people, but nobody ever made me feel like it was perfectly okay to be myself the way that he makes me feel like it's okay to be myself. So yeah, somebody else wouldn't get this. Yeah, it's perfectly all right if that part of you is right and that part of you is like, no, I wouldn't do this for anybody. But if this is your one person, you don't give up on your person. You don't give up on what you want. I am very much a feminist. I believe that we can have exactly what we want to have in our lives as women, but we have to be true to ourselves. We have to decide what it is that our hearts are telling us and then follow that advice, follow what it's telling us to do, and actually pursue the things that we want. If we don't, then we don't get what we want. And I feel like that's a shame because we've lived so long not getting what we want as women. I feel like the more you can do that for yourself, the better off you are as a person, the better you will grow, the more you'll know. So, does that make sense, Carolyn? It's like my personal philosophy on it. But you all let me know. Does that make sense? I'm a little sentimental about that. I am. I'm just one of those people. I feel like love gets to be special, you know? If it's the person that you really love like that, it gets to be special. He gets to get things that other people just couldn't possibly get. And that's okay because you want him to give you things that other people couldn't possibly get either. So that's not a problem. That's not being untrue to yourself. That's not being untrue to who you really are. You are doing exactly what you want. You are just not letting fear influence you because that's what that is. That part of you, it's like, oh, I shouldn't do this. That's fear. It's a fearful response. It comes from other people's fears that don't have anything to do with you. It just wants you to back away and be isolated. And I don't think that you have to do that. I don't believe that that is the correct path for everybody. If you do not want to be with somebody, you have every right not to be with them. Every right. But I am talking to the women whose hearts are saying, stay. I really want you to stay. I really love him. I really want to be with him. I think he understands me better than anybody else. I understand him better than anybody else. I want to stay. If that's what your heart is saying, honor that. Honor that and say, okay, yes, that is exactly what I am going to do with my life going forward. I am going to believe that I am making the right decision here. I am going to believe that there is nothing wrong with my decision making skills. I am a very smart woman. If I didn't want to be here, if this wasn't the right person for me, I could leave. But I think this is the right person for me. And I'm going to try and work on staying. All right? Y'all let me know. Does that make sense? Am I crazy? People told me I was crazy for staying. People told me all the time. People told me with everything that he did, and he had bipolar disorder, so he was manic, so he was doing a whole bunch of weird stuff. Like he even brought the girl, the last one, to come live with us. She brought her kid too. Brought her. I was the only person working now, but he brought her to the crib with her kid, and she stayed there for like a few months. As a matter of fact, that's exactly what happened. And people told me I was crazy. People told me that I shouldn't have stayed. People told me that you're just being a doormat. And it'll never be okay. He'll never stop doing this because you're allowing him to do it now. And I was like, I didn't allow him to do a thing. I didn't allow this. I didn't say, oh, hey, you got permission to move this chick in with us in our house. I didn't have that. No, it is not what happened. I just chose that this was the person that I love. And at that point, I had finally understood that there was something really going on with him, that there was something actually wrong. And I was like, I'm not giving up my relationship just because there's something wrong with him. I'm going to go ahead and help him get better, and we are going to do better as a couple. That's what we're going to do. That's the choice that I'm making. And that doesn't make me weak. That doesn't make me crazy. That doesn't make me stupid. It just makes me very sure about what I want and very sure I can fucking get it if I want to. And that's where I want you to be. I want you to be with me on that you can indeed have exactly what you want, and you have the power to be able to make it happen all on your own. You don't even barely need him. I barely needed him to fix things. I barely did. See, Christy, I was listening to your session last week. My man was listening in the bathroom. so I know if I do something you said not to do, he says, Love Coach Tasha said not to do that. My husband does the same thing to me. He will say, hey, you're telling your clients don't do that. Don't do that. And I'm like, fine, I won't, but it sucks. It sucks like, I definitely can't do it because he always knows the things that I tell you all not to do. So I really can't do it. So I laugh, but he makes me mad. I'm trying hard. Don't be mad. He's paying attention. Don't be mad. Tell him, hey, look, I'm going to set up an appointment with her. She said you like what she had to say. All right, let's see if we can work this out as a couple. Yeah. It's always good when they like it. I think it's Angela, I don't know if Angela's here, but Angela says that her husband, they sit and listen together. And it's so nice. I think that's so sweet that they sit and listen together. Now, I focus just mainly on women because I'm a woman and I know what it's like. But I do couples coaching. I did that before I started focusing just on the infidelity part. But, like I said, a lot of the fixing, a lot of the getting better and moving forward and reconciling, it's all on us. Like, I can get to talk to them or whatever, but they're not really like the people that really need to do something. They just need to not get in any more trouble. That's all they really need to do. They need to sit down and shut up and not do something stupid to make you mad anymore. But honestly, like, most of it is on us. Most of it, you're hurting, so you got to do something to stop hurting, Oh man, okay. I think that's all the questions. I got any other questions? Any other things going on? I did make it past an hour, but yeah, I hear my voice. It keeps crackling on me. And I probably need to rest it. I didn't talk like all day today. Like, I said very few words today because I could barely squeak them out. And I was like, if I'm going to do the healing hour tonight, I'm going to have to rest up and get my voice together. I canceled like 3 meetings just to be able to have enough of a voice to talk now. Well, I couldn't talk in the meetings anyway, so I guess it wouldn't matter. Thank you. Was that said that, Christina? Thank you, girl. You know what? I think it's just my allergies. I don't feel bad. I don't like my throat doesn't hurt. I just sound like this. I can barely even laugh. All right. All right. It looks like that's about it for the questions. So let's do a little affirmation. Got these affirmation cards. Where did I get these from? I got these from Five Below. I'm sure you can find a set of affirmation cards on Amazon or Etsy or whatever. But these I just happened to find in the store. I was like, hey, affirmations. I like to tell y'all affirmations. Let me just say this to you. Affirmations work because it is you telling your brain the direction you want your brain to go in. Your brain does not understand a negative. Your brain can't say uh, things like people who are skiing. People who are skiing, if they say, don't run into the tree, don't run into the tree, don't run into the tree, always run into a tree because their brain does not understand don't tree. They only understand the tree. Okay, your brain doesn't have that capability to negate things that you're thinking about. It can only think about what you're thinking about. It can only do what you're telling it to do in the meantime. Like this. Watch this. Don't think of a pink elephant. All right. Are you able to not think of a pink elephant? Is that really a possibility? Isn't that the first thought that pops into your head? That is why affirmations need to be said. You need to be saying things in the positive, not in the negative. And you need to be saying them in the direction that you want to go. That's why affirmations work. Everything is an affirmation, okay? Because your brain does not understand negatives, everything you say is what your brain will focus on. So if you're constantly saying the negative stuff to yourself, who was it saying that they were always journaling negative stuff? If you're constantly focusing on the negative, that's where your brain is going to go. So we need these affirmations in order to focus in the positive and focus our brain in that direction where we want it to go. All right. So everything you say in this world is an affirmation. It's just whether it's a good one or a bad one. All right. So you need to know for sure, like, I am saying good, positive things about my life, nothing that would lead me down a bad path. All right. So today, I feel worthy. Today, I will accept all the wonderful things in this life. I am all for that one. That's a great one for us to close out on. Today, I feel worthy. Today, I will accept all the wonderful things in this life. And today, you are worthy. Today, you are worthy. Today and every day, you are worthy. You are worthy of exactly the life that you want to live. You are worth all of the love that you can possibly carry. You are worthy of those things. Just because this negative thing has happened to you, just because this trauma has occurred in your life, does not mean that you are not worthy of every good thing. All right. You have to start focusing on those good things, though. You cannot let your entire life be about this trauma. Focus on your life, focus on getting the things that you want to do done, and start heading in that direction, okay? Pick your direction, pick your vision for your life. Decide that you are damn worthy of every bit of that vision, and then go get it. Go get it, all right? And if you need some help to go get it, sign up for a 45-minute call with me and I will help you figure out how to go get it. I will put you on the track and push you down it so you will go in the direction of getting exactly what you want in this life. And if that happens to be the love of your life, then I am even more thrilled to help you get it. All right. All right, y'all. Looks like no other questions. So, in the meantime, watch the questions. No questions about the affair or about your relationship. And if you can avoid like all questions all week, girl, I'll be super impressed with you. All right? If you can do that, if you can go all week without giving any questions, I'll do an entire week of tech support with you. You can text me every single solitary day for a week. If you can go and entire week without asking a single question. All right. All righty. And more than anything, don't do what the fear tells you to do. No time this week is never the right thing to do. It is going to make you feel worse. All right. All right. Definitely, Marie. Girl, I got herbs. I had echinacea, lemon balm, and chamomile tea this morning. I got all of that. I got a garden, girl. I got some stuff. So, yes, I have been doing the tea, lots of honey. I'm going to get better. This is going to go away. It's better. It's way better tonight than it was this morning. All right, Christina, bet. All right. If you can make it that whole week without asking any questions, I am all for it. And I'll get you the whole week of tech support. We will sit here and text every day. All right, Marie, fabulous. All right, y'all, that's about it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. I'll be back again next Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to talk more about getting on the healing path and to answer all your burning questions about healing after infidelity. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you. And don't do what the fear tells you to do. All right? Bye.